None of this is real. You have to believe me. You have to get out of here now. He's coming for you.
God, Ams, hurry up. It's getting cold out here.
I'm coming, girlie.
What's wrong? You're not gonna believe me, but a cat scratched me earlier.
Whoa, I didn't even know cats still existed. Didn't they all die from that disease last summer?
That's what I thought too. I mean, he had been one of the last ones. He was so cute too. I went up to pat him and he was hissing me, and that's when he did it.
Well, it's not like that scratch is the end of the world. And we haven't gone out in almost 3 days, which is unacceptable. Let's go.
The mutation of cat scratch fever was first identified last summer after reports of strange behavior in household and feral cat populations began to surface. But by then, it was too late. The disease swept through feline populations in just under 3 months and had a mortality rate of 99.9%. Unlike other epidemics, the mass mortalities were caused by the behavioral changes that occurred once the bacteria slipped past the blood-brain barrier through the sinus cavity. Male cats, once exposed to the disease, would chase and pin down female cats, and female cats would strangely leap into the paws of their would-be attackers, purring while the male cats thrashed them, often to death. It was the fear that the disease could jump to humans that led to the government ordering a mass extermination of all remaining cats after reports surfaced of infected cats attacking people. Only a few hundred cats are known to exist today, many tucked away in a laboratory in Chicago. Scientists there hope to study the disease and develop a cure. CDC authorities have assured the public that the bacteria is harmless to human beings and that the risk of it mutating is infinitesimally small. But rumors and urban legends persist, saying that those who were scratched by infected cats were detained by the government and never heard from again.
Am I drunk or is this guy sitting next to me really dressed like Elvis? Liv, hey, are you okay?
I feel like I'm coming down with something.
You know that one guy, Jack, that was buying us drinks earlier? He totally offered to share a taxi with us.
I don't know. He was kind of creepy, Ams. He kept asking me what perfume I was wearing.
So, what's wrong with that?
Well, for starters, I'm not even wearing any perfume. That, and he just kept asking me over and over again.
Well, who cares? You're sick. I'm broke. Let's save $20 on a taxi. I mean, come on. He can't be any creepier than that guy dressed like Elvis.
You're such a cheap ass.
Whatever.
I don't remember much about that night except it felt like I had the flu. Everything was blurry and hot, sick. It just happened so fast. I felt like I was drunk, only I didn't have that much to drink. We dropped Amber off and he kept asking me about my perfume.
What perfume are you wearing?
The rest was a blur. Somehow his hand was on my leg. Then there was kissing, vomiting, smiling. And then we arrived at my place.
Requesting backup for a 415 off Ontario and Franklin. Officer down, condition 4. All units please respond.
Dispatch, en route, details on the call.
Officers responded to a code 3 domestic disturbance. Suspect was restrained by 2 men that live in the neighborhood when unit arrived. Toxicology unit was sent out due to reports of a strong odor making people sick. Unit reported an additional domestic disturbance before we lost contact with them.
Pulling up now. It looks like several people are injured. Possible suspect seen chasing a woman. Requesting backup.
What the hell are you doing? Did you just take a shit on my floor?
Hey, this is Harold Bemis, people, and you're not gonna believe this, but it just keeps getting crazier out there on the streets of Chicago. See, police are reporting that last night a man, after going out to a nightclub, came home and beat and dragged his wife out into the streets and raped her in public. And then when the police arrived after the 911 call, get this, the whole neighborhood was going crazy. People were invading each other's homes, dragging people out of their beds. I mean, seriously, what is this world coming to? Let's take our next caller.
Hey, Lulu. What perfume are you wearing?
Hey, Chris, get this sweet.
We'll have to get Faye that for our anniversary next week. That scent. It's just so awesome.
I'm not feeling so well.
So you're saying this is the end of the world?
You think I'm joking?
Yeah, I do. And that is why I'm hanging up on you. All right, let's move on to our next caller. This one's phoning in from a hospital where, get this, things are happening. You're on the air.
Hi, am I on the air?
Yes, you're on the air, sweetie.
Okay, well, people have a right to know, and that's why I'm calling in. They're trying to keep it quiet.
Keep what quiet?
I don't know, it's some new disease, something I've never seen before. It starts off with people acting weird, and then they get violent. A police officer rushed into the ER and attacked a patient on the table. And then he tried to control him. And then he went crazy and attacked one of the nurses. And I've been trying to keep calm, but when the CDC came and the soldiers locked down the building. Hold on. Somebody's coming.
Who's coming? Hello? Hello?
You're never really struck by the senselessness of life, of its absolute lack of meaning and purpose, until something unexpected comes along and knocks you over and the pain wakes you up from the dream. And maybe you just want to fall back asleep, to keep on dreaming, to pretend all the things we fill our time with matter. But once you realize how senseless it all is, you can't ever go back. You can't go back to your friends, to your family, to love. You're alone and stuck in the nightmare from then on. You look for a way out, but there's no exit. And once you realize how hopeless everything is, there's no choice left but to run. And to keep on running until you fall and fall and fall.
You won't believe who thinks I smell good. Lou, what's wrong? Are you still sick?
Something's not right.
What do you mean?
Shit. Did you hear that?
Hear what?
That.
What?
What the fuck? We need to get out of here.
I don't understand.
Listen, just trust me, okay? Something is happening. People are going crazy. It's not safe here. We need to go now. I can stop. It has to be some sort of virus. It's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better, okay? You're gonna start to do and say crazy things and just have this overwhelming need to just hold somebody. Okay? It only lasts a few hours, okay? And then it passes. Yes. It's gonna be okay. Listen to me. For now, we need to get out of the city. It's not safe here, okay? So just, come on, let's go.
Okay, that sounds fine, but I just really need to take a breath first.
All right.
No. This can't be real.
What's wrong?
No.
What's wrong?
What's happening?
Max, here to help.
You don't understand. I was just at a movie and you two were in it. This guy dressed like Elvis came and attacked me. And when I woke up, those guys were chasing me.
No. Listen, you're sick, okay? I'm feeling it too. Something's going around. You need to come with us and we'll find help.
You don't understand.
No, you don't understand. Everyone's going fucking psycho. We need to go now.
Well, we've just received a report from the CDC that the bacterium Bartonella C has jumped to people. This is the same mutation of the disease that killed the cats off last summer. The pathogen is extremely contagious and lethal. The mayor's office has issued a statement telling people to stay in their homes, lock their doors, and to go into a safe place and not to approach anyone. The bacteria is spread by unknown means, but some speculate that it could be via pheromones, but that hasn't been confirmed. They say initial symptoms are that of smelling the scent of a very strong perfume, followed by the next stage of infection, which includes flu-like symptoms such as vomiting, headaches, disorientation. Reports are that the disease has the same effects as it did on the feline population. It begins with delirium, followed by psychosis in males, and for at least cats, females infected with this disease may go into heat. In the first few hours after being exposed to it. I'll keep you updated as we receive more information, but in the meantime, folks, please stay in your homes and don't let anyone in, especially those you know and love. They may not be what they seem.
You know what? Fuck the keys. I'm gonna help her. Hey, asshole!
I found the keys. Sweet. Where's your car? It's parked in the street.
City's under immediate curfew. You need to return to your home. Stop or we'll shoot!
about this, our next caller is stating that he was killed by a man dressed like Elvis and is still able to get cell phone service in the afterlife. And let me tell you folks, this one is interesting. Is this just another smartass playing a game with yours truly? Or a ghost from the hereafter? You be the judge. Caller 22, you're on the air.
Hi, am I in the air?
Yes, sir, you are on the air.
I'm supposed to make phone calls during the movie.
Hello? Well, it looks like we lost another caller to this disease. We should be receiving a call from a specialist over at the CDC to go over the wide-ranging symptoms should you have anyone you know who's infected with the disease. But in the meantime, how about a word from our sponsors?
They're coming, come on! Come on, let's go!
Oh, shit!
Lock the door!
Our next caller here is a doctor who's just been infected with the disease and wants to go on the air to share his experience to help others learn how to stop the spread of this infection. Here he is. Sir, you're on the air. Are you still there? Well, it looks like we've lost another caller.
Gatekeeper 1-1, this is Thumper 4-7. We just received orders from a man in an Elvis costume that called himself the director. Please confirm, over.
Roger that, Thumper 4-7. Orders to bomb the film are confirmed, over.
Roger, Gatekeeper 1-1. White Oak Tower, this is Thumper 4-7, requesting clearance to Meadow Area 27 is filed.
Roger, Thumper 4-7, you're cleared for takeoff.
Gatekeeper 1-1, Thumper 4-7. We're en route to target with nukes and payload. Request authorization to release hot on target, over.
Thumper 4-7, nuclear payload delivery confirmed. Authorization code follows. Charlie 130 Whiskey, over.
Warming him up. I hope you don't mind me asking, but who the hell is this director guy anyway?
Thumper 4-7, better not to ask. What a troll testament shit.
Dead?
Yeah, he's dead.
Where do we go now?
My parents' house.
We've locked ourselves here in the office. We're no longer receiving reports from the police, the government, the army, the CDC. I mean, nobody for that matter. It's almost as if there's just nobody there.
Why are you slowing down?
I just got dizzy all of a sudden.
I know. I felt that way since the train tracks. I keep thinking we're just gonna wake up any minute now and we're just gonna laugh about it. But then I pinch myself and the pain is real.
It's not real. It's like time just disappeared.
Weren't we just in the city a minute ago?
There should be cars and people too. It's like everyone's just gone away.
Well, maybe they're all hiding.
No, maybe they're all dead.
What the fuck? Isn't that guy from the bar? The one dressed like Elvis?
It can't be him. It's probably just someone dressed like him.
Lo conosco quell'uomo! È quello che mi ha portato qui!
If you're out there and you know what's going on, please call it in at 555-342-5221. You're on the air.
It's just at checkpoint 22, the safety station the National Guard set up just off Interstate 55. I was supposed to provide logistical support, but when I got there, the checkpoint was gone.
Wait, what do you mean it was gone?
Everyone there was dead, even the people in their cars. And it wasn't the infection either. It was like something else killed them.
You hear that, everyone? The rescue stations are not safe, okay? They are not safe. Barricade yourselves inside of your homes, lock your doors, cover up your windows. For God's sakes, just don't let anybody in, okay? There's no help coming. There's no help at all, okay? You're all alone. We're all alone.
Okay, I know you probably can't understand me, but this is my parents' house, okay? My mom's a nurse, and she probably has something that can help you. We're gonna be safe here, okay?
Sento che sto per morire.
Mom? Dad? Are you home?
Lulu? Oh my gosh, what happened to you? Are you all right?
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Oh, come on in, girls. Come on, please have a seat. Oh my goodness gracious. You wouldn't believe what we've been hearing on the news.
Your father and I were so worried when we heard that the city was on fire and that people were being burned alive.
Yeah, it was like a war zone out there. Oh, where's Dad, by the way? I didn't see his car.
He went out after they talked about the quarantine, even though I told him to stay home. He said he wanted to go get supplies at the supermarket, just in case.
Has he been acting strange at all?
Well, you know, he's been watching a lot of hockey lately.
Today, everyone in the city, all the men were going crazy.
Yeah, we heard about that in the news, but nothing like that here. I mean, he did say he liked my perfume this morning, though.
Oh, you know Amber. This is a girl we helped escape the city. She's really, really sick, but I don't think she speaks or understands even a word of English. Do you think you can help her?
Of course I can, honey. What's wrong?
No! Oh, no. Come with me. Come. Let me help you. Oh, dear. I think I have something for that. Here, take this, honey. It should help with the vomiting.
You'll be all right, honey. Just give it some time.
Non capisci? Siamo in un film, ok? Questa non è la realtà, siamo in un film, ci sono I sottotitoli. Leggi I sottotitoli!
Oh my, I didn't see that before.
Mi capisci ora?
Oh, yes, now that I know there are subtitles there. It's kind of hard reading them backwards, but...
Ok, ascolta, ero in un cinema e stavo guardando un film, Il profumo, e a un certo punto quest'uomo arriva e mi trascina fuori dalla sala e non so cosa è successo, ma ora sono anch'io nel film, ok? Ma non c'entro niente qui, questo è un film!
Yes, the news is saying that the disease makes men do strange things. Guess now they can't say women are the only ones that are crazy.
Non hai capito. Tua figlia è nel film. Io l'ho vista nel film prima di incontrarla, ok? Stava correndo sui binari del treno, ok? E poi in un ufficio e poi in un pub. Ma questo è un film, ok? Io non c'entro niente qui.
You're running a really hot fever. Let's get you in the tub with some nice cold water. Come on. Oh dear. People probably came out with that. I think I have something downstairs that can help with the upset stomach. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Drive!
What's wrong?
There was this guy dressed like Elvis following me. I think he's gone now, but we had to go get my daughter. She's all alone with my ex-husband.
How old is she?
6.
Have you talked to your ex?
No, I just assumed that because all the other men were going psycho that he'd be too.
Here. If he has a cell phone, call him and make sure they're okay. Landlines are down, but cell phones still seem to be working. If he hasn't been exposed to the disease, he'll be fine.
Angie, is that you?
Yes, are you guys okay?
Yeah. When I heard what was happening, I locked everything up and took Emma into the basement.
What's going on in the neighborhood?
That creepy neighbor guy was sniffing around outside and he rang the doorbell. Other than that, it's been pretty quiet. Some police sirens went off about an hour ago, but haven't heard anything since.
Okay, I'm in a car right now, and I'm gonna be there soon, and then I'm gonna take Emma to a safe location, okay?
Well, are you sure you want to be traveling?
Jacob, don't argue with me! Okay, can you take me to my daughter?
Your father's back from the store.
Whose truck is that?
Lulu drove it here. She and a couple of her friends were able to get out of the city okay.
Oh, thank God. I didn't think anyone was traveling. It's like a ghost town out there. No cars, no people, nothing. Even in the grocery store there wasn't anyone except some freak riding a bike down the aisles. I got enough stuff to last us a few days, though.
Oh, great. Well, let's get inside. I was just getting ready to put together some lunch for the girls. Were you able to get everything?
Yeah, it's all here. Did you switch perfumes while I was gone? I've never smelled that one before.
No, I think it's one of Lulu's friend upstairs.
Oh, my little girl. I'm so glad you're okay. Your mom and I were worried to death about you when we saw those people being burned alive in the news.
It's a nightmare. We got out before all that happened, though, so I'm so glad to see you.
I'm so glad we're all together now. Well, let's get inside and have something to eat. We'll be safe here.
You're on.
All right. I just want people to know what's really happening out here now that the news stations have gone off the air. The National Guard rolled into town a few minutes ago, and about 30 or so of the infected just started getting gunned down by machine guns right in the middle of the street. But what people need to know what happened next. Some asshole dressed like Elvis came down the street with oldies blasting out of his car, and the dead people just started getting up again. I mean, they came back to life. The music brought them back to life.
Come on, man. The National Guardsmen were probably just firing rubber bullets.
No, rubber bullets don't put holes through people. These people should be dead, but they're not. They're right outside my door. It's like they know I'm here. Oh, shit.
Hello? Hello?
What is it with that perfume? Honey, what happened to that air purifier we got for the cats before they were put under?
Already 2 steps ahead of you, dear. I turned it on just a few minutes ago.
Why do people keep talking about perfume? It's like it starts with that and then they just go crazy.
Oh, honey. Enough about perfume already. Here, just eat your soup. You've gone through so much today. There's no need to make it any worse by worrying about it. Oh my. I'm suddenly not feeling so well. Maybe I'm coming down with something?
May I?
The last statement that we received from the CDC said that there was reports of the disease in Canada, Mexico, Europe, and Asia. It's everywhere, and it can't be stopped. All right, people, we're just going to have to start accepting the fact that we're on our own now. There is no help coming in. Hold on a minute. I think someone just broke into the studio. hell? Who the hell are you?
We can't leave her! No, she's my best friend!
Which street should I take?
I don't know, do you have a map?
Yeah, in the glove compartment.
Watch out!
Who are you?
Gabriel, and welcome home, my child.
I just had the most horrible dream.
It wasn't a dream. You died, and now you're here.
No.
Calm, mein Kind. He is not under the influence of the director here.
I don't understand.
What if all the dragons in our lives were only waiting to see us act, just once, with beauty and courage? What if everything that frightens us is in its deepest essence something helpless that wants our love?
I still don't understand.
You need not through words. Come, let me show you. You'll understand everything then.
Do you think these are the only people in this movie?
this film too. Don't think that just because I put you there at the start, making you believe you had a life before this film began, that you're any different. Keep watching this timer. Because when the time runs out, I'm coming for you too.
What is this?
This is the movie we are in. It's not like any other film made before. It's different.
How is it different?
Like you, like myself, like all of us, it's incomplete.
Sounds like a pretty messed up movie to me.
And I'm the villain in it.
Yes, but listen, children. We don't have much time. Kneel down before me. Kneel! This nightmare is not over. The director of this film made a grave mistake when he wrote the screenplay. Each of you were given the gift of freedom, and what happened is, none of you followed the script, and now the director doesn't know what to do. He's trying to fix the plot, but at this point, simply confused. You see, neither of you were supposed to die, not until the end of the film. So he's going to bring you back into the film where you belong.
Who's that man dressed like Elvis?
That's the director, and he's coming for you.
I can't go back there. You have no idea what it's like. I cannot be the person that I am in this film.
You may be sick in the movie, but you're still free to choose your own destiny. You can decide who you want to be. You still have a choice. Always have a choice.
Hello? Hello. This is Harold Bemis reporting live, and I've just been attacked by a man dressed like Elvis. But I think he's gone now. Look, I'm injured, but I'm going to try and stay on the air for as long as I can. The calls are still coming in, and it looks like I'm the only one out there still reporting the news. So let's go ahead and take our next caller. You're on the air.
I just wanted to let everyone know that the National Guard is starting to evacuate people out of my town.
Where is it that you're located?
West of Chicago in the suburbs.
And where are they evacuating everyone to?
Oh, you won't believe this. They're taking everyone down to a movie theater.
What's going on?
Glad you guys could join us. This year riding shotgun with me is Angie. We're heading over to her ex-husband's to get her kid.
This is a bad dream.
Come on, stop that shit. I'm sorry about your parents, but we're with an army soldier. She's gonna help us. She's gonna help us get away from all of this. She has to.
Hello?
Angie, some guy dressed like Elvis just broke into the house.
What do you mean Elvis just broke into the house? Jacob? Jacob? Jacob!
talking about in the script?
Why don't you ask your friend?
What's Jack talking about?
I thought it was a dream.
I don't get it.
Listen, we're in a horror movie. All of us are. Think about it. What do we even really remember about what happened before yesterday? Nothing. Because as characters, we don't even really have any personality. Whoever wrote us did a really shitty job. Like they were just putting us all together for some other awfully dreadful purpose.
Lulu, you're sick. This is this disease talking. Will you just listen to yourself?
No, she's right. Look at the timer that shows up every now and then that slowly counts down to 0. Have you ever wondered why it might be there?
Because it's like everything else in life.
No, because we're in a crazy fucking horror film. And when that timer runs out, it's game over for all of us. If we're not killed off by one of the crazy-ass people in this film, then when the movie's over, that's it. There's no second act.
Hello? Are you even listening to us? You think you're safe there watching us right now, don't you? Well, I have news for you. You're in this movie too. We're all in this film together. You think you had a life before this film started? Well, you're wrong. The director invented it, just like he invented all of us. He made us all up.
Lulu, who are you talking to?
The audience.
Here's the script. You'll see it's constantly changing. And in a minute here, Angie over there is gonna go run off to her death. We're gonna follow and die too, just because that's the way it was written, Amber.
Will you quit fucking around? We gotta get my baby!
Where's she going?
Back to the house to save her daughter.
Well, if we know the script, can't we change it?
Yeah, that's the thing. This is no ordinary movie. You see, that's the problem. We're free to do whatever we want. And that's why the script keeps changing.
Then why don't we leave and just go somewhere else? This place sucks.
Because the person who wrote the script won't let that happen.
Wait a minute. You're telling me the person that wrote this screenplay is in this movie?
Yeah, the director. And he's here to make sure things happen according to the screenplay.
So, why don't we just kill the director and write our own screenplay?
But then what?
Then make a sequel. Maybe even dozens of them. Really horrible sequels only teenagers would want to see. Really bad remakes too, you know, just to keep us all alive, to keep us all going. We can have a cure developed and make the world a better place. We can be insanely rich and unhappy.
That sounds nice, but I can't help you kill the director. I can't even be in the next few scenes.
Why?
It's not safe. I'm in control now, but the script says by the end of the film, I'm gonna lose my mind. And I'm gonna kill both of you.
So you're just gonna give up on us, Jack? There's no hope?
Oh, there's hope. But not for us.
So, where will you go?
Off into the night. To wait for the timer to run out, for the movie to end. But that's enough talking. If you guys really want to kill the director, you're gonna have to go now. There's not much time left before this movie's over.
He's right. Let's go.
Baby? Baby, are you there?
Mommy, is that you?
Yes, baby, it's me. Open up the door.
But Daddy said not to let anyone in.
No, baby. Daddy didn't mean Mommy. Just open up the door. Hurry up and open up the door, baby. Just turn the handle, baby. Just turn the handle.
Come out. Come out. Wherever you are.
Quick, baby, we gotta find a place to hide, okay?
Little pig. Little pig. Let me in.
Mommy, why did time just stop?
Because I paused the movie, baby. I paused the movie. Come on, let's get out of here, okay?
Why won't you start? Maybe because the movie's paused.
What do you think this is? Some sort of funny game? That you can just pause the movie?
Who are you?
The director.
Oh, yeah? Go direct this asshole.
No, wait! I was trying to help you!
Jack, thank God it's you. How are you still in control of yourself?
Free. Why are you doing this?
Because I love you.
Mother, wait! Help me! Help!
Reports from our listeners are correct that we're all really in a horror movie called Scent, which will soon be over. You've seen the timer, we all have, and that's how much time we have left. After that, who knows what'll happen. We've been receiving reports that the National Guard is evacuating people to a movie theater. We have a soldier on the line with us right now who's located there to give us some more information.
Yeah, we just sent the last of the people through, and we'll be heading inside.
Heading into what?
Portal.
What portal?
They didn't tell you. There's a portal that opened up in the middle of the movie screen. They say if we go through it, we'll live out the rest of our lives in some Italian film.
Baby, are you listening to this? There's a way out of the movie.
Really makes me sick. It's not that you just left your best friend to die. No. It's that you really believe that this film is about you. Let's just say there actually is a sequel. I bet you still think you'll be in it. Don't you?
What do you want?
To save you.
Mommy, are we there yet?
Not yet, baby.
But time is running out.
I know, but we're in a movie. They can edit out the boring parts of the drive.
I'm gonna play one last song for everyone before I sign off the air. See, the film is almost over, and I plan on enjoying what little remains as much as possible. You know, it's funny too, we go through life never expecting it to end, and then all of a sudden we realize it's already over. And we've spent our entire lives making the wrong choices, caring about things that just don't matter, and losing ourselves, our lives, and even the ones that we may love in the process. But what's done is done. We can't change the past, but we still can change the present. Maybe it's time to make the most of what little remains. Maybe it's time to grab someone or something that you love and never let it go. This is Harold Bemis, signing off for the last time, and wishing you all the best.
Come on. There's not enough time. Everybody's already gone through. Come on. Let's go.
Don't take away my baby! Where am I? I thought I was supposed to be in an Italian film.
A film? You stupid bitch. Never been in a movie? You're where you've always been. You're in hell!
you think the movie is really over? No. You're still in it, aren't you? Century, the French wrote about the death of the author. I have a feeling that soon they will say that the director is dead too. Yep, they'll talk about me as if I'm not really here. As if movies just made themselves. And it won't be because of all the horrible remakes Hollywood puts out year after year. No, it will be because people like to talk shit. You see, when someone doesn't respect you, they talk shit about you. And the problem with everyone these days is they don't respect anything. Least of all themselves. Well, I'm here to change that. It's not... Hey,